But listen, oh my goodness, I did not. And when I say I did not, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm a little animated. I told y'all I'm an actor. I did not expect for her face to be revealed. Today is the day. All right. So first off, if you guys are subscribed to me, this is my first ever movie review. And I'm surprised because I am an actor. But I've never done movie reviews on my channel. So this will be my first one. And if I find the need to continue, then I'll make my own movie review playlist. But anyway, let's get into it. I don't like all the rambling and all the other nonsense that people... Blaze, hush up. Yeah, I don't like all the rambling. Let me get straight into it. All right. I'm an actor. I love Danielle Detweiler. I have been waiting to see this movie ever since I seen the first trailer. I was so, oh my God. Like, listen, the trailer? What? It was right up my alley. I'm that girl. I'm the mysterious girl. I'm the horror girl. I'm the sci-fi, the thriller, the everything. Oh my God. I was ready. I have a few questions. Y'all see that pretty dimple? Listen, this is laundry day. This is a rainy day. This is a laid back day. I got on my little pink t-shirt. Victoria's Secret little, okay. Anyway. All right. So, of course. Okay. So Danielle Detweiler, the mother. Russell Hornsby, who was also in Fences, the father. We have Peyton Jackson, which was the son. We have Estella, I think it's Kahia, or she was the daughter. Okay, so the woman in the yard. First of all, before I even try to pronounce her name, gorgeous black woman. What? Just what? Listen, as a black actress, guys, I love seeing like strong black leads on the screen. It just does something to me. Anyway, so I think her name is Okwa. Listen, it's Okwa Okpawasili. I don't know. Anyway, let's get into it. I loved the cinematic look. It was kind of like a dry look. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't all glossy. It wasn't too fancy. It was, I mean, they were out on the farm, so it couldn't look too glamorous or anything. But I loved the cinematic look. Okay, let's jump right into it, guys. I have some questions. Spoiler alert. This is not a non-spoiler review. Spoiler alert. So right off the bat, I love that she was covered. I love that her face wasn't showing. So as I was saying, I loved the all black. I love the positioning in the yard. Her positioning in the yard. It was just something about, rather than her standing there or like walking around outside, like circling the house or showing up in different spots in the beginning, it was such a strong message, in my opinion, especially as an actor. It was such a strong message by her just sitting there. Calm, peaceful. You know, that was kind of scary to me because it was kind of like she just stayed there. She would get closer and closer to the home as the movie went on. But how just grounded she was. She didn't give a crap about what they were saying. She didn't care about the gun being pulled out on her. Like nothing mattered, and she knew that nothing mattered. She knew that whatever they were trying to do in that house was not going to matter because she knew how powerful of an entity she was and what she was able and capable of doing, especially by Danielle Detweiler's character not realizing until kind of what the second act, about the shadow and the light and how she could, she needed the light, right? So anyway, this is going to, I guess I can do the first act, second act. I'm just a random person, guys. So it's like whatever pops in my head, I say it. Let's talk about Danielle's This may be a long review. This is my first review. I'm proud of myself. Okay, so Danielle Deadwyler's character. Okay, so obviously she wasn't happy. Okay, there was a scene in the first act. Her and her husband, Russell Hornsby, was at dinner. I don't believe that she actually specified any particular reason why she wasn't happy. I believe that obviously she expected more by living on the farm. She didn't expect. It's kind of like she had better hopes of the farm life, but it didn't turn out how she expected it to turn out. She thought she would love it, but she ended up not loving it, right? So that put her in this state of mind of, okay, I need more. I thought I wanted this, but I don't. So it was this dinner scene where they were discussing it, and he was basically like, hey, we signed on to this. This is what you wanted. What else can I do? I'm here to help you. I'm here to whatever. You know, he was really there for her, willing to make whatever change that she wanted to change. But it was kind of like they bought the farm. They're stuck on this farm. Yeah, so they bought the house as a fixer-upper, and I think that she had higher hopes of what she ended up. Of how she, you know, I just think she had higher hopes of the whole idea of having this fixer-upper house. We have a farm. We have the animals, this farm life, secluded life that she did not end up liking, basically. Okay, so the flashback scene of when the husband was killed, it came to me way later in the movie that the woman in the yard, the dark entity, she had been praying, right, for help. She had been praying out of the situation. She wasn't happy. She was depressed. So she would wake up and pray every morning to get out the situation, from my understanding. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it was a quick scene where she was holding a gun about to commit suicide one morning, and then the kids called her name and distracted her. Y'all, I had so many questions, and a lot came to me after. So when they did the flashback of the husband getting killed, she's driving and she sees the woman in the yard in the rearview mirror, which is what scared her, which is what caused the accident. But in my mind, that lady didn't look familiar when you were looking at her in the yard. Please comment, y'all. If y'all seen this movie, please let me know. Because I'm like, I mean, obviously it was a quick glance of the woman in your rearview mirror before the accident, but still, hell, I would remember who that was. So if I remember that face in my rearview mirror, then I see this woman in my yard, hello, I would have connected, baby. I would have connected it together. Okay, I don't forget faces. So whole time in the first act, I'm like, okay, who is she though? Who is she? And to me, what didn't make sense, I got it now, but what didn't make sense was, I'm like, okay, she said that she had been praying to her to basically get out the situation, and then the woman shows up, right? She's like, in her mind, the woman in the yard, she's like, I'm here to help you get out this depressing, sad situation that you're in. You've been praying to me to get out of it, and here I am. However, I feel like they should have had, since she was a dark entity, I feel like they should have showed Danielle Deadwyler doing like some type of either spell work, voodoo work, something crazy. Yeah, so I'm sorry guys, my allergies are totally wrecked. So I feel like that they should have, well, I guess her trying to commit suicide is kind of like the open door to the darkness, the negative energy, the woman in the yard. It's like a reflection of her darker self, her darker thoughts, her darker mind, basically showing up in the yard, because this is what you basically manifested. I get it. But in the theater when I was watching it, I'm like, who is she? Like, oh my God. Who is she though? Like, that was in my mind. I love Danielle Deadwyler. Okay, let's listen. The teenage boy, I loved his confidence. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. He tried to protect his family. He got the gun. Any 16-year-old boy would have done it. You know, can't be mad at him for that. But some of his rudeness was a little unrealistic. Because let me tell you something. Yeah, this was a movie. Because if it wasn't a movie, his whole face would have gotten slapped to the wall, calling his mom a bitch. Like, when he said that, I was like I felt like I was gonna get in trouble. Listen, black moms, Latina moms, heck, even white moms. I know a lot of white moms don't play that mess. You're not gonna call me no bitch, baby. Yeah, like, when he said that, everybody was like, ooh. Like, the whole theater was like, ooh. But I felt him, though. Even as a 16-year-old girl, if I was in that situation, I would be like, wait a minute. I got a little sister in the house. My mama's on crutches. Lady, who are you? I'm about to go get the gun, and yeah. So you couldn't fault him for that. Listen. My mom called me, stopped my video. But listen, oh my goodness, I did not. And when I say I did not, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm a little animated. I told y'all I'm an actor. I did not expect for her face to be revealed. Which kind of took away from the suspense, mysterious, who is she? Even though when they revealed her face, you still didn't quite understand who she was at that point. But still, it kind of took it away. I really wasn't scared of her anymore when I saw her face. I mean, because it was the whole, the veil that made me kind of like, you really about this life? What you about to do? Why are you here? You about to really wreck some stuff? But when I saw her face, kind of like when they showed Michael Myers' face, I was like, what? Like, you're not supposed to see Michael Myers' face. God. But she still had a mysterious look, very unique look. So, you were still in the mind of like, because her features are so strong, and she has the type of face, she don't play no games. I need to look up her other roles, but her features are so strong and powerful. You still kind of was taken back a little bit, like, oh, okay, you still look like, You still look like I don't even know. Somebody who ain't here to take no crap, but okay. So she gets closer and closer to the house, guys. The teenage boy is fed up. He goes and gets the shotgun. He threatens the woman in the yard. She couldn't care less about this gun, y'all. She started getting closer and closer. She reveals that, hey, your mama been lying to you. Why you out here trying to shoot me? Your mama been lying to you. Okay? Your daddy wasn't even driving that car in the car accident. Your mama was driving that car. All right? So take your butt back in that house and confront your mama. Why you trying to shoot me? Guys, he goes back in the house. He confronts his mama. Danielle Deadweiler's character looks up like, whoa, like, how do you know that? I guess she didn't want them to know that she was driving. Obviously that would make it seem like it was her fault that their dad's not here. So that was revealed. The woman comes into the house. The woman, the entity, like her shadow, needs light. So they're running through the house. She's wrecking the house. They're letting down all the shades, basically trying to not allow her the enough light. They're more protected in the dark with her. Oh my God, they end up in the attic. One part I didn't understand, y'all. So when the teenage brother, when they were up in the attic, when he was off to the side looking at the woman in the yard and his little sister, can y'all explain to me why he didn't try to interfere or intervene with that? Did I miss something deeper? Because there's absolutely no way that I would let anything or anyone get a little sibling, a little cousin, or anything. Like, I would have to take whatever my little brother or little sister was about to get. I'll take that. So when he was off to the side against the wall, looking at this woman approaching his little sister, and then she takes her, I didn't understand that, because you was just big and bad with the shotgun outside. I don't know. Maybe I missed something. Let me know. Please let me know. I'm not saying, listen, This is still a must-see in my eyes. Okay? This is not a bad movie. I'm just specifying some things that I didn't get. Maybe I don't know if I need to watch it again, go see it again. I don't know. But I didn't understand why he didn't come to his little sister's rescue when the woman in the yard was approaching the little girl up in the attic. Okay, what else? I should have wrote some notes. Okay, so there were a few scenes where she was in another dimension. Everything was reversed. Which, if you pay attention, in the first act, the little girl kept writing the R backwards. So in this alternate, like, universe dimension, dream world, everything was backwards. That Danielle would go into every now and then with her husband, like reminiscing. Yeah, so there's this alternate universe that she would go into every now and then during the second and third act. And I took that as, once she crossed over, that wasn't, obviously it wasn't the real world, but I kind of took that as it was a choice, whether she had wanted to stay there or go back. However, going back would mean, that you would ultimately end up killing yourself, which I think she did, because the third act, the woman in the yard ended up in the garage, I believe, or the attic, or one or the other. And it was kind of like, you asked, bottom line, you asked for this, I am here. I'm willing to take you out of this depression. You have to physically kill yourself to also get out of it, even though I'm here, but you still have to do this physical part of killing yourself to get out of it. And there was this one scene where Danielle was just still concerned about her children, and the woman in the yard had a lighter, and the pictures on the wall, she was basically holding the light up to the pictures on the wall, and on the pictures, it was basically confirmation that the children grew up and they're successful. So the woman was basically showing Danielle that, hey, your kids are going to be okay. Like, it was adult pictures of the kids, they were successful and everything. So basically, your kids are going to be okay. You're depressed, you're missing your husband, you living on this farm, you've asked me to be here, you asked to get out of this situation, you got to kill yourself, don't worry about your kids, they're going to be okay regardless. Right? Danielle ends up in a chair with the shotgun, debating whether or not, I thought she was going to, like, not do it, because she kept looking at herself in the mirror as if, like, what the hell are you doing? Is it worth it? But I guess she did it, because at the end, everything was reversed again. In this dream world, the letters were reversed again. And there was this beautiful painting of her. I don't know, guys. I have questions. Please comment. I'm serious. Because I took that as she went ahead and did it. I'm usually good at this stuff. Listen, the last movie that's had me mind boggled like this was Shutter Island with Leo. I still don't know if listen, I love movies like this, though. I don't like simple movies. I love movies that makes me think. But bottom line, guys, I'll give it an 8 out of 10 just because of how it looked. I think the cast was great. I think the teenage boy did what he could with what he was given. They couldn't make him too disrespectful. That could have it was unnecessary if they would have made him more disrespectful. And I wouldn't say he was disrespectful, rude he was, but he had a reason. He was trying to protect his family. Any teenage boy would have done the same thing that he would have done. I think the little girl did great. Estella, she did great. I'm not sure if this is her first film or not. Danielle Detweiler, oh my God, she's on my list to work with one day. If you guys want to check out what I've already been in, I'll put my IMDB in the description of this video. But yeah, she's definitely one of the people who I want to work with one day, or at least meet. She is a serious actor I see who loves the craft of it all. Like, I don't, I put people in categories, okay? She seems to really love the craft. She has a passion for it. She's a serious actor. She's not just one of those actors who just want to be seen and just want to, you know what I mean? I see her as a serious thespian. Yeah. And I like I said, the first time I saw the trailer, I just couldn't wait. I could not wait to see this. It also kind of put me in the mindset of she was in another film. I think it's called Devil something. I know Devil's in the title. And what's crazy is her husband was missing in that movie too. She is a thespian. You can't call too many people thespians these days. That girl is about this craft, about this work. I'll give the movie, like I said, did I say 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10? I said 8 out of 10. These are my types of movies that have you thinking. But basically, guys, it's kind of like her darker self showed up because that's what she was asking for. She kind of manifested what she was praying for. Manifested her own thoughts. Depression is real. It is. This movie has a really deep message once you sit down and watch it, and actually when you realize that the woman in the yard is what she was asking for, and this entity showed up because that's what you were praying for. Hello? All right. Be careful what you speak. Be careful what you think. Be careful what you're trying to manifest out here. Be careful what you journal and write down, because you will get it. All right. I'm gonna start doing more movies. Let me tell y'all something. Look how my camera's just leaning. Anyway, let me tell y'all something. Ever since I saw the first trailer, I've been saying, today is the day. And my daughter was so freaked out. She was like, you sound just like her. Stop saying that. I just could not, because I appreciate art. I appreciate, oh God, I just appreciate, what word am I looking for? I appreciate good cinema. I just love, I don't know, Michael Myers, I appreciate him so much. This is so random. I appreciate Michael Myers. I really do. And I just appreciate him. I just appreciate, y'all probably laughing at me. I can't explain it, y'all. I can't explain it. I guess all right, guys, I'm holding my phone now. I think what I meant, I think I appreciate strong figures on screen. That's what I meant when I say I like Michael Myers. Like, I love silhouettes, strong silhouettes. And that's why I said I loved when she was just in all black, just sitting out in the yard. And it was just so crazy because she had nothing to prove, right? And it was kind of like Danielle's character. It was like, it's up to you to figure out who I am. I don't have to explain to you. She didn't tell Danielle who she was initially in the beginning or anything like that. Like, she was asking a few questions or whatever. They exchanged a few words in the beginning, but and I guess they had to do that. And I'm glad they didn't have a heavier dialogue, because that would have taken away from her, you know, being mysterious, scary, or whatever. But I don't know. I just liked her presence and how she had nothing to prove. She wasn't overly explaining anything. It was almost like, okay, I'm here. Why don't you know who I am? Of course, the kids were like, who the hell? Who was that? But yeah, my takeaway from this is, you may get what you ask for. It may show up right at your door. Comment on this video. I know this was a very random video, guys. I know I did not go in order, Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. This is my first movie review. I'm so proud of myself for doing this. And I guess I did this because, I don't know, I just love Danielle Detweiler. There's a lot of movies I can review that I can go back, because I have those handful of people who I just absolutely adore. Whoopi Goldberg, Danielle Detweiler. I love Divine. What's her Divine Randolph? I love her. I love the other Danielle that was in the orange and the Orange is the New Black. I just go through these phases when I recognize people and I just adore them. John David Washington, let me tell y'all something. I'm working with that man one day. I love how even in his interviews, how he just puts his mom on this pedestal. He gives her all the credit. If someone mentions his father, you know, he'll accept that. But he also always lets people know. He also always let people know, hey, my mom, she was doing her thing. You know what I'm saying? She was an actor. She was a pianist. Like, she was doing her thing before she married my dad. So it's just little things that it's just certain things that I really appreciate about certain actors that I peep out. I'm really observant. Who else do I absolutely adore? Gail Bean. Who else? My mind goes blank in these videos, guys. Anyway, I have my IMDB link in the bottom of this description. I'll make a playlist because I have all of my videos in a playlist already. Even our little lizard has his own playlist. If you guys want to go check him out. We got him for Christmas. Well, I bought Tony the lizard for Christmas. But I have all of my gift basket videos organized. My shopping hauls. My cooking videos. I don't believe that you need a niche on your YouTube channel. You create different playlists of different videos, and then you create your little fan bases from each playlist. Some people just watch my YouTube channel because they like to see me cook. Some other people may like to see how we're taking care of the lizard. Some other people may like these random chit chat car videos, which are in the Life Talk playlist, by the way. I may put this in that playlist and also create a movie review playlist. I don't know. I am so animated. Let me go, y'all. Bye. I love you guys. If you are still watching this video, you need to go ahead and subscribe because you like me. You like my personality. You might as well go ahead and subscribe. Okay. Bye-bye.